save Henry? What are you up to here? Lost something? God be with you, Henry. Hey!
Good day to you. have we got here? Entertainment! Great! Raise the alarm! Watch out! To my prayers, just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone. Bollocks! Alarm! Gone weak at the knees, have you? Over here! Where is it? Damn!
Please.
They won't hurt you now.
However did you find me?
Florian told me where they took you.
I'm a fool. I thought he was just a dandy, God knows why. And it turns out he's a villain in league with thieves. And a coward too. This whole time he knew where I was.
It's not Florian's fault. He was terrified they'd do something to you. They had him over a barrel.
You're right. Poor Florian must have been more scared than me.
I'd say so.
We should probably set off.
I'll go with you. I'd hate to lose you on the way.
You want something from me, do you? What is it?
God save you, good night. What can I do for you?
I found that Esther of yours.
I know! Back already. How can I ever thank you?
By telling me all about the goings-on with Rapita.
They found me in the tavern one evening, caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working for them.
They?
Yes, Rapita. And a knight they called Sir Jezek.
And then what?
They explained what they wanted from me, and I told them to sod off.
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
It wasn't all that bad. They just threw me on the dung heap and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's joke. But then they took Esther.
Where will I find Rapita?
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go. And when I'm at home, he sits on the bench in the square, watching my house.
So he's there now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start. And you go to work tomorrow, you hear?
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides, your master will surely be glad to see you.
I have my doubts.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
At first, I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched Esther, there was nothing to be done.
I suppose I'd better go. I'd hate...
Good luck, and thanks for the help. Good day, Henry.
God be with you, Henry.
God be with you, Henry.
How are you, Henry?
Good day, Henry.
The sun sets out across the sky, he loses his way to the forge he flies.
Are you Rapita, by any chance?
Pardon me? Do we know each other?
No, but I'm hoping to change that.
What?
It'll only take a moment. I know that you spy on Florian. I know you were involved in the kidnapping of the bathmaid, and I know why you're doing it all.
It seems there's no point making excuses.
None. Now tell me where their workshop is.
Of course. That will be the best solution.
So?
Let's...
Try your fish as best, fishy tires and fishy breath.
No, I give up.
So, are you ready to talk?
I will. Just don't hurt me, please. What do you want from me?
Tell me where the workshop is. Don't worry. Your master won't be punishing you for betraying him. You're both going to have too many other problems.
It's in the Skullet's mines.
That doesn't narrow it down very much.
On the eastern side of Skullet's Hill, there's an abandoned mine gallery. Well, it used to be abandoned. Now there's a small camp in front of it, and the workshop is inside.
Who is your lord?
Sir Yezhek of Ronov. That's what he calls himself, although Ronov Castle's long gone.
Who are you, anyway?
They call me Rapota. I used to be the executioner's henchman in Brno.
And how did you come to be serving Sir Yezhek?
I helped him escape from prison. If I was going to serve anyone, better Sir Yezhek than the executioner.
So you saw being a brigand's henchman as a step up in the world?
I thought if things changed and he stopped marauding, he might get Ronov back and take me into his service.
Well, after this little escapade, you can forget about that. You'll be lucky if you don't end up swinging on the gallows.
It's all the same anyway now. I've betrayed him.
So who's Sir Yezhek working for? Don't tell me he just took it into his head one day to start forging coins.
That's not for me to know. Sir Yezhek was on speaking terms with various lordships.
Such as?
We were often guests at the monastery, but I slept in the hayloft, so I heard nothing.
And apart from that?
In the camp, you'd occasionally see a Hungarian nobleman, but I don't know what he was doing there, or who he is.
I think I've heard enough.
Can I ask you something?
Yes?
I don't want to hang. It's a horrible death.
Ah, you're not worth tainting my sword with your blood. Now get lost before I change my mind.
God be with you, Henry.
got it for you right here. Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
Pull me an ale.
I finally found out where the Forger's workshop is. Master Fayfar was right. The Forger's a stick. The entrance is on the east. I've no idea what...
I will be glad to...
Now I've got you.
I hope you have said your prayers. Ew. I'm over here. Verrecke. What now? Are you afraid, boy?
I have...
Get some time.
What have we got here? Entertainment! Great! I'll slaughter you!
Like a rabbit.
Boa, viejo!
Scheiß drauf. Come on. Let's see what...
I surrender!
Get...
Crawling out from under some rock.
Had enough, boy?
Dead! What are you doing? Answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone. Alarm! To arms! Get over here! Hey! All of you, gather here! Raise the alarm!
Who's there? Anthony?
Hey! You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Over here! Where is everyone? Quick! Raise the alarm! Watch out! Hey! All of you, gather here! Raise the alarm!
Well now, look what's crawling out from under the rock.
Alarm! Hey! All of you, gather here! Raise the alarm!
Please.
They won't hurt you now.
However did you find me?
It's not...
We should probably...
I'll go with you.
Must something hereabout. Come now.
My God, what happened to you?
I found that Esther of yours. By...
They found...
They?
Yes.
And then what?
They explained...
I'm guessing that's...
It wasn't all that.
Where were...
He's...
So he's there now?
Hard to say.
All right.
Why?
Because...
I suppose I'd better go.
Good luck. And...
Are you Rappator? No. No. So?
No, I give up.
So, are you ready to talk?
I will.
What? Don't. That.
On the east.
Who? I think I've. Yeah.
I don't want to.
Ah.
Welcome, Henry.
I'd like to discuss the.
All right, so.
That's not enough. Good health to you, Henry.
See now? I knew we'd come.
I finally found. I've no idea.
I will be glad.
Hey! What's going on there? The answer to my prayers. Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone. Gone weak at the knees, have you? To arms! Get over here!
Where could he have vanished to? He must be here somewhere.
You'll get what's for. Who's there?
What have we got here? Entertainment.
I'll slaughter you! Now!
Is that the best you can do? You know how this one ends.
All right, you win. Surrender. You're dead.
Get the knees, have you?
Hand me the tongs. Hand me the tongs.
Jesus Christ. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm here at the command of the royal hetman, Sir Radzig Kabila.
And who's he?
That's no concern of yours.
I'm sure we could come to some sort of agreement. I have plenty of coin.
We can come to an agreement that you'll keep your mouth shut. Please, don't take this personally.
Wait!
What? Do you want to do it? Be my guest. It gives me no pleasure.
You can't kill him. I have orders to take him to Ratai.
That is unfortunate. I have orders to kill everyone involved in this business.
You can't do that.
I have no choice, as you are aware.
Why do you want to kill him? He may have valuable information.
For that exact reason. My master does not wish this man to fall into the wrong hands, especially those of Radzik Kobila.
You're a traitor.
The world is not so black and white, boy. We were on the same side for a while, but no longer. That is how it goes.
You don't have to go back to the Rosenbergs.
How do you know about the Rosenbergs?
Master Fayfire recognized the writing on your letter of passage.
Just as I said, there is nothing safe from prying eyes in this land. And where would you suggest I go?
Into Sir Radzig's service. He needs people like you.
I serve Kobila? Out of the question. If he learned of all that I did for the Rosenbergs, he would hang me from the nearest tree. But I was wrong about you. You are not so clever as I thought.
Really?
If you were, you would not have told me how you came to know I served the Rosenbergs. You have signed not only your own death warrant, but also Fayfire's.
We'll see about that.
Please, please, I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement.
You can talk all you like, but not here and not to me. Let's go. Let's go. Master Fayfire is very keen to meet you.
Good work, Henry.
Thank you, Master Fayfire. It wasn't easy, I can tell you.
I'll take some men and have a good look around there.
And what should I do?
You should get some rest and go to Ratte. In the meantime, Sir Radzig will have this wretch questioned. Maybe he'll get something useful out of him.
All right. I'll see you in Rattay then.
Good health to you, Henry.
God save you.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Greetings, Henry.
God be with you. Good day, Henry.
Greetings, good knight.
I'm looking for the workshop of Ma...
It's in the monastery court.
Are you serious? I'll never forget your kindness. Thank you.
What is... Jesus, look where you're going.
There's the man. Good work, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you to take a well-earned rest, but unfortunately I need one more thing from you.
Whatever you command.
Jezek refuses to talk to us. The stubborn bastard's asking to see you.
Me?
Indeed. Normally I'd send for Captain Burner to beat it out of him, but then I told myself that if he's so keen to speak to you...
I'll try to get something out of him. Where is he?
He's locked up in the tower. Bernard will give you the key.
Very well, sir.
Hey, what?
The hell?
God save you, Henry.
Hey, watch it.
How are you, Henry?
What is it?
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
I have some, trophies.
Let's see. Quite a collection. My boy, you're God's own avenging angel.
I need the key to Yezhek's cell.
So Sir Radzig let him have his way in the end. He should have let me beat some answers out of him.
No wonder he doesn't want to talk to you.
Just try not to mess it up. Here's that key.
Thanks.
God be with you, Henry.
Good weather at last.
I'm glad of it.
Hey, Henry, come to see us.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
God save Henry.
God be with you, Henry. Hey, you. It's forbidden to walk at night here without a light. What are you doing? Creeping around like a footpad? Everyone has to carry a light at night by law. How are you? You must be up to no good, sneaking around in the dark. Light a torch before the cat.
God save Henry.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
My God, what happened to you? You look like you've been assaulted.
Are you the broad?
What's it to you?
I'm a Skalitz.
Hang on,
All right.
Hold your horses, laddie. First, you have to prove...
Are there any rules?
Aye, a couple. Whoever lands on his arse or runs, loses. And no knives, axes, or any of that shit.
Why for silver?
Do I really have to tell you? Look at yourself, and then look at the others. All they've got to wager is their labour, but you... Are you serious? If anyone asks, I wasn't here. My wife would throw a fit if she knew I was here with you young wenches.
Left it a bit late.
She.
Hey, what are you doing here? Clear up quick or I'll have you thrown out.
Hey, what the? Clear off before I call a catchpole.
What are you doing there?
How do the Ratai folk get on with the refugees?
Well, they have it tough, no doubt. But there's not enough room for them here. How much longer will they be living on our street?
What kind of governor is...
Sir Hanush is a good...
God be with you.
I'd like to make use...
And what is it you...
Good health to you, Henry.
I'd like, a private bath for 2.
That can be arranged, but you'll pay in advance.
Fine. Here it is.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
Oh, 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 oh.
What is it? Look where you're going. Ah, watch where you're going.
God save Henry.
How are you, Henry?
God save you, good night.
You're Stephen, aren't you? Milan tells me he won't fight me until I beat you.
Oh, yeah? And why would you want to? Well, never mind.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
honoured that a knight such as you takes an interest.
Aren't you Ringlet? And you're that blacksmith's lad, right? What do you want out of it?
Maybe not. But why shouldn't I try and beat some coin out of him too?
Yeah, and you can pass it on to us that need it.
God save you, Henry. Henry, I'm glad you came. I'm glad to see you.
Let's fight.
You gave those two a pretty good hiding, and I made a groschen or two. I'll slay you, you scum.
Henry, come and get it. Man cannot live by bread alone, but he can't live without it either.
Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
You brought me here. You should consider it an honor.
If hanging around in a damp dungeon with a condemned man is your idea of honor...
You're not seeing the bright side. You can be the one who uncovers a conspiracy against the king for your master. You don't get an opportunity like that every day. It did cross my mind, though, that it might be nice to get some assurances for my cooperation. After all, I'm the one the Margrave unjustly declared the scourge of the land and expelled from Moravia. They even pulled my beautiful castle down. It was the necessity of making a living that forced me to take some liberties.
Do you really want to question the authority of the Margrave?
I've always been loyal to the crown, but what can I do when the Margrave stole my fief?
That's not why we're here. I don't care about your conflict with the Margrave. It's your crimes against the king I'm worried about. The king you say you've always been so loyal to.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right. The way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so. This Eric, you reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced. And after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I can try, but I can't promise you anything.
are you, Henry?
What do you need?
Garlic soup for the winter, onion soup for the spring. Asparagus for taste and greens for your
Henry, I'm glad you came.
God save you, good night.
Well,
God save you, Henry.
Good day, Henry. So what have you learned?
All sorts of things. There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Jezek claimed.
So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn! So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. Sir Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
I think I know where I could ask. I helped at the infirmary in Sasau, and there was a wounded man there by the name of Thomas, a suspicious type to say the least. He might know something.
Good. I'd rather see you seeking out better company, but that can't be helped. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command, sir.
out. Both these days.
God's blessings. What can I do for you?
I've got a few questions for you, Bailiff, if you don't mind. Have you been having some trouble around here?
And what business is it of yours? Did someone complain? Who sent you here?
No one complained, though I'd be interested to know why you think they might. It was Lord Radzig who sent me. He'd heard word that some unsavoury characters are holed up round here.
Begging your pardon, but what the devil does Sir Radzig care about it? And I keep hearing the same from Sir Sebastian. And he's got no dog in this fight either.
You have an inn, and the horse trails cross here. There must be many travellers come seeking work, and not all of them honest men.
Aye, it's true. Bedlam has broken out once or twice, and restoring order was no easy matter.
Has there been anything like that lately?
No. It's been quiet here lately. But now that I think about it, I don't recall coming across anyone here like that.
Nobody looking for soldiering work, maybe as a merchant's guard?
There's always one or two like that. But if they don't get the job, they move on.
Sir Sebastian? Who's that?
Sebastian Baron von Berg. He's here under monastery.
Why should he care about the city?
Quite true. I'm in charge of this city, but he keeps telling me I've got cutthroats hiding around here.
I heard some recruiters are meeting in Sasau. Seemed likely...
Do you think that people here...
And what does this lady...
Let him in his...
They go there to fight...
Why would it bother me? Much better to brawl there than in the tavern. At least in the quarry they can't damage anything but each other. And my catchballs go by there from time to time.
Have you...
Nothing worth mentioning.
I'll try asking him.
He lives on the other...
Thank you, Bailiff.
Welcome, Henry.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Welcome, Henry.
God save you.
Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
And what's your idea of suspicious?
You don't know where I might find some...
And why would you want them? You'll set...
But they'd be the ones to know what reputable townsfolk don't.
I grant you that. Well, we don't have an executioner, just a knacker. But he's an odd fellow. Like any knacker, I suppose.
What can you tell me about the knacker?
Decent folk don't talk about him. He deals in carcasses.
I was hoping you'd tell me a bit more than that.
Why should I care about him? He lives in a house by the church, and that's all I know. And all I'll say.
What can you tell me about Simon?
There's not much to tell. He runs Katzig Mill, and some say thieves meet there at night. But isn't there gossip about every miller? I don't think he's a sinner. But only God knows for sure.
Anything else?
You might not find him at the mill. He's a busy man, always out and about making some deal or other. And he likes to throw...
Have you heard of anyone looking to hire some rough men?
Mercenaries, you mean?
Yes.
There were some fellows conspiring here in the corner twice a week, and others coming and going. They didn't look entirely respectable, but they never made any trouble.
And what happened to them?
I don't know, they just stopped coming. And I haven't seen hide nor hair of them since.
You haven't heard anything about what...
How could I have? They just stopped coming.
Where do you think they might be meeting now?
How should I know? I'm an honest innkeeper, not a man at arms. They could be meeting at another inn.
They could be meeting in the woods by the light of the moon for all...
Is there any way I'll recognise them?
Unquenchable thirst? They drank like fish. They were rough-looking, too. Big-bearded and scruffy. Aside from that,
that's not much help.
They drank, and they played dice. I do remember they were always...
Welcome, Henry.
So they were fond of dice, were they? And where would you find a game?
Anywhere there's dice and usually drink. That's all you need for a game. Although it dawns on me now, I never saw Simon with those men, oddly enough. He's got a nose for drunken dice players with a...
Simon who?
Why, the young miller. He runs Catzick Mill.
Thank you for the help.
Not at all. But why off so soon?
And where would you see forest men?
In the forest around the holy mountain Kiefhauser in Germany.
In Germany?
How are you, Henry?
Hey, Henry, come to see us.
What the hell? Anything else?
I hope I can be of some humble...
Are you the local knacker?
I'm the local grave digger. But if there aren't any burials to take care of, I'll turn me hand to knackery.
Well, then you might know a lot of things that others don't.
I'm a decent man. Not always honest, but decent.
Anything fishy going on in these parts?
There certainly is. Candles are being stolen from the church, as brazen as that. What sort of people do that?
Ah, but have you heard of anyone around here hiring adventurers and bandits?
How would I know that? Most people avoid talking to me. I don't even go to the tavern much these days.
Thank you. I'll be going now.
Very well. Feel free to stop by any time. People shy away from me, except when there's a death, or the cesspit's full.
Welcome in.
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
Tanner, I've heard all's not well with you.
It's better now. I must have eaten something bad.
No, I mean you've complained about some ruffians raising hell behind your house.
Aye, true enough. That lot's been a thorn in my side. And when I went to tell them to take it elsewhere, they nearly beat me to a pulp.
If you want, I'll take care of them.
Well, You look like you could move mountains, but there are several of them and just one of you.
Perhaps we'll be able to settle things peacefully.
Maybe. They might think twice before kicking your arse.
Perhaps I can reason with them. It doesn't have to...
Well, break a leg, lad. Or better yet, don't. But if you manage to pull it off, you'll get your reward. Don't worry.
Welcome, Henry.
I'm looking for work, and I've heard someone around here wants fearless men. Do you know anything about it?
I've heard they might be looking for a new knacker. So if you're not afraid of carcasses and the occasional pile of shite...
Thanks, but no thanks.
Well, you've heard more than I.
The tanner sent me. He says you've been causing a commotion at night, and I thought I might convince you to stop.
Ha! So all his whining finally found a friendly ear, did it? Let me tell you something first, whelp. I'm the bailiff's man, and we're not doing anything wrong here. Old Lederman's only been whining like that since he lost a bit of silver. Didn't bother him before that.
He told me different.
Ha! Of course he did. Otherwise no one would help him. Go ahead and ask the lads. They'll tell you the same. It's God's honest truth.
I'll take you at your word. But what should I do now?
The way I see it, you've got two choices. Screw that old liar and leave him be, or get down to business.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Or there's a third possibility.
What would that be?
We put one over on that pinch penny. I'll tell him I've taken care of everything, and you and your friends don't show up here for a few days. I'll get a reward, and we can split it. And then you can come back later. It's practically free money.
I like the sound of that tune. The devil take the tanner. We'll hole up somewhere else for a few days, and you come and see us once you've got the coin. All right?
What are you doing here?
Nothing special. Just a little evening wrestling. It's good for your back and digestion. And your...
If I wanted to join in, what would I have to...
It's pretty simple. First you have to beat Weed. He's that not too dangerous looking fella there. But some nights, he gets a good rest and he's got God on his side. Then you can try one of those three. Doesn't matter which. And
So the last match is with you?
That's right. They say a bout with me is no joke. Just bad humours.
God save you.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
God be with you, Henry.
come you wearing?
Let's fight.
How are you, Henry?
You look pretty good. But I'm betting it was just luck.
We'll see. I want to fight you.
What did I tell you? First beat we.
I'm honored that...
Let's fight.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah, but... Ow! Ow!
I hope I can be of help to you.
How are you, Henry?
Let's fight.
That wasn't bad. But let's see. I'm over here! Kunda! You're dead! Go!
Good day.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
I want to fight you.
You put on quite a show. Can't say I...
Jesus Christ! Kurva fick! I'll wring your neck, you cunt! Fuck!
Henry, I'm glad you came.
God save
How are you, Henry?
God save you.
Coming?
I'm looking for a...
From Muhayyad?
How are you,
He's sitting
Henry?
outside at the farthest...
Thanks.
Where the hell were you brought up? Don't you know you have to have a light after dark? Only bandits creep around in the dark
Look
without...
where you're going.
Jesus, look where
Hey!
you're going. You can't just walk around in the dark. You have to have a light. It's the law.
Got it for you right here.
Welcome, Henry. God save you, Henry.
I'll bring it right away. Coming.
God almighty, is something
Bill to go with the ale, please.
I've heard it's not quite as lively here as it once was.
I wouldn't say that. Guests are always making merry when there's a drink to be had.
That's not quite what I meant. I'd heard there were some stable boys staying here for a long while looking for work, but it took too long and they took...
True, but that's nothing new.
So there are a few...
I take it.
He just vanished.
Well...
Do you still have them?
Of course not. I sold them all a few days later when he didn't come back. The buyer's gone now too, before you ask. But there wasn't much there in any case. The seller didn't even...
I'm looking for some people you might...
If they come here to drink...
I've heard some rough men come here looking to recruit. Have they ever stopped in to eat?
There were some brawlers that used to fight behind the tavern, but they raised such a commotion. I went in...
I wasn't thinking about that lot. I'm looking for...
Don't know about that. Every once in a...
Do you happen to... You haven't heard...
Well...
And who's the most frequent...
Miller Simon.
Anyone else?
Aye, there's...
Thank you, innkeeper.
Not at all.
Have you got a bed for...
I suppose I could... For how long?
How about if I...
All right. Money...
Here you go.
You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud it is.
Closing time.
I invisible? Over here, up here.
God be with you, Henry. Hey!
I'm not needed here. These wounds have been well taken care of.
Another one that's going to be taking food out of our mouths.
Welcome, Henry.
Why are you waking me?
How are you doing? Feeling better yet?
Aye, much better. I'm truly grateful. A bit longer and I'll be able to run back to the woods and carry on. Well, never mind. Very kind of you to look in on me.
Truth be told, I didn't come just...
What do you need?
Well, I've heard tell there's work for fearless men who enjoy a bit of silver.
Ah, I believe I can help you with that. They used to frequent the tavern, but now they meet in the church.
Church?
What the hell are you doing?
That's right. The church is locked at night, but if you see a light, the door will be open. Go in there and wait. Say a prayer or something.
That's it? I don't need to speak?
Just doing what I told you is enough. They'll give you a good look over and see if you've...
All right, thank you.
You took care of me, why wouldn't I?
You've got no business here, you're just...
Be a bit more careful.
Welcome, Henry.
Jesus, another one.
And who are you?
Brother Elias.
What do you do here?
What I can. I'm just trying to help the Skalitz locals as much as I can.
How long have you been helping here?
Since before the refugees arrived. It was much less crowded back then.
And what do you do here exactly?
Mainly, I help Brother Nicodemus. Occasionally, I keep watch at night in case... someone takes a turn for the worse. Sometimes I have to hold a patient down or fetch and carry things.
Just my luck to get stuck here with all the cripples.
Do you know anything about healing?
A little. I can manage the basics, but without Brother Nicodemus, I'd never be able to deal with the more difficult cases.
Thank you.
What are you doing there?
Welcome, Henry.
Good God, you look terrible.
I've taken care of the lads who were bothering you.
God bless you, lad.
If anything else grieves you...
God be with you, Henry.
Greetings, good night.
God be...
Welcome, Henry.
That was pretty good. I didn't think you had it in you.
You were really good. I've got to hand it to you. Most lads don't make it past me.
What's that?
Good day, Henry.
There are people here looking for really tough men, and I'd say you fit the bill. So when you walk through town this evening, if there's a light in the church, go in and wait a while. If they like the looks of you, they...
Thanks.
God be with you.
The groschen I got from old Leatherman.
I hope he wasn't as tight as a drum. He always struck me that way.
Here's your full share.
That's not half bad. All that messing and fussing paid off.
And when do you aim to be back?
A day or two. We'll see.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
I want to get better at...
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it... Now. What the hell?
I want to get better.
Certainly.
I'm interested in...
All right. Now, pay close...
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in
Amen.
heaven. What?
So, you've been looking for us, eh? What is it you want?
I hear you're hiring men who don't mind getting their hands dirty.
Is that so? And where did you hear that?
Taverns and the like? People talk?
Well, that's a pretty tale. But no one in any tavern told you to come here and wait, did they? So let's have it. Who told you?
I don't recall his name, but he was one of your friends. He said that he couldn't take me straight to you, that I had to go through the church.
He was right about that. But he still said more than he should have.
I know my way around. You won't go wrong with me.
Spare me the boasting. I've got a test ready for you. Let's see how you handle it before you tell us how wonderful you are.
What test?
Nothing complicated. We used to take anyone who looked like they could keep their head on straight. But not now. Now you can only join if you do what we tell you.
Which is what? Steal something?
Nah, not theft. If you want to join us, you have to kill Pius.
I'll have to find him first.
You don't need to find him. We know where he is.
Then why haven't you killed him yourselves?
It's quite a test. He's hiding in a monastery.
With the stable boys? It's not hard to get into the grounds.
No, not there. Well, he would have been dead long since. He's in the, cloister, or whatever it is.
But only monks can get in there.
Just monks and Pius. He's an educated bastard. Seems he used to be a priest, but it didn't quite work out.
Who's Pius, and why should I kill him?
That's none of your business. But I'll tell you anyway, because it's an instructive tale. Pius was one of his, but he fucked up.
How? Did he steal something?
Yeah, that was part of it. Stole some money, ran away. A few boys died over it. Showed a distinct lack of loyalty. And as soon as he's dead, you can join us.
And how am I supposed to get into the cloister?
You'll think of something. Maybe there's a secret passage. I've heard there's some cave underneath. The cave of St. Procopius. There might be a way into it from outside.
And do you have any other ideas besides secret passages?
Well, there is this one fellow been hanging around the taverns. Supposed to join the monastery soon. Might be he could help you somehow. I'd try talking to him if I were you. And if he doesn't help, knock him on his ass and take anything he's got that you could use to pass yourself off as him. A letter of admittance to the monastery, or whatever.
Fine. So I've got to kill Pius. He's in the cloister, and to get into the cloister, I'll need to enlist the help of some boy who's joining the order, right?
More or less. And now the main thing.
The main thing is to kill him, isn't it?
Of course. But that's not all. All hell's gonna break loose in the monastery after the murder. So, either make sure nobody finds him, or hightail it out of there quick as soon as the job's done. But better if they don't find him right away.
And what else? Should I come back?
No. Before you run for it, take his special dice and bring it as proof that you killed him. And if you can get him to tell you where he hid the coin, bring that as well.
Bring his dice and the money if I find it. And where should I bring it?
From the monastery, head east across the river. There'll be a swamp where you'll find a fire pit. Go there at night and light a fire. Make it nice and big and we'll show up. Take the dice and the money, and then tell you where to report. Got it?
Right, I'm to slip into the best guarded place in the entire region and kill someone. Take his dice and money, and then go to the swamp and wait by the fire.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Well, you can at least say a few Hail Marys for me. I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
And remember,
Enough is enough. I'm really sick of upstarts who think the law doesn't apply to them. Don't tell me you don't know everyone has to carry a light at night. You should have thought twice about what you're doing. That will land you a fat fine.
All right, here you are.
You've paid for your crimes. I hope you've learned your lesson. Hey, watch it. Folk these days. Hey. What the hell?
Are you serious?
Greetings. What do you need?
Sir, this investigation into the Neuhof massacre, it's getting a bit complicated.
What have you found out?
I tracked down a gang of robbers who recruited killers for Pribyslavitz. They know the Horsons who torched Neuhof.
That's excellent news. Did you find out any more?
So far, not much. If I'm going to infiltrate them, I have to do what they say. That means murdering one of their former cronies, a fellow they call Pius. Apparently he was at Neuhof too.
You have to kill a criminal to prove yourself to them? Huh. I don't much like the sound of it.
That's not the worst of it. This Pius is hiding out in the monastery pretending to be a novice. I'd have to get inside the cloisters to get at him.
Good God above, that's another matter entirely. They don't let just anyone into the cloisters, and the abbot won't give up any of the novices.
Henry,
Secular law has no jurisdiction inside the monastery. But this is the second time that something untoward has happened there. First the counterfeiters, now this. I'd be glad to have someone take a look inside.
Welcome, Henry.
What should I do with Pius once I find him?
Don't kill him. Bring him to the bailiff in Rattay. He'll interrogate the man and give him a fair trial.
It doesn't sound like an easy task, sir. Getting into the cloisters, finding Pius, and then getting him to the bailiff.
Far from it, lad. But I have confidence in your abilities.
It seems like the only way to find Pius is to join the order. Damned if I know how, though.
A bit of meditation and learning would do you good. If it's really the only way to get to him, then you'll have to do it. I'm sorry I can't be of much help.
You, Henry.
Sadly, my relations with the monastery aren't entirely congenial. You'll have to figure something out for yourself.
Welcome, Henry.
Welcome, Henry.
God save you, Henry.
I'd like to make...
Uh-huh. As you wish.
Fine.
I'm sure you're...
Oh. 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 Oh.
Be a bit more. What is it?
May the Lord watch over you, Henry. Look where you're going.
Hey! Who's there? Who's there?
Good health to you, Henry.
What's that?
Good health to you, Henry.
You told me you'd teach me something useful.
Aye, and I keep my...
I see they took you back in.
They have, but...
God be
What's the
with
matter?
you, Henry.
I don't know. It's just strange. My mind's all churned.
It will pass.
I hope so.
You still can.
I suppose.
I'd like to buy a horse.
I'm glad to hear it. We're badly in need of selling some. Have you looked them
God
over?
be with you, Henry.
I have. Fine animals.
The best there are. Is there one in particular you fancy? A wonderful Arab stallion. Heavenly. When you look into...
Surely you'll knock something off the price if I trade in my old one. I'll take that one.
God be with you, Henry.
Trying to flog me stolen goods, eh? I see what you're up. As long as we can both agree on the...
Satisfied?
That's not enough.
day, Henry.
My humble greetings. How may I...
You wouldn't be Carl by any chance?
No. I'm honoured that a knight such as...
You wouldn't be Carl by any chance?
No.
God's blessings.
You wouldn't be Carl?
No.
What? Are you volunteering to get your head smashed in?
Henry's come to see us.
That's right. Let's go.
Here, enjoy.
Ha!
What a good name.
Here we are.
Ah!
My humble greetings. How may I serve you?
Are you Carl
Good
by
day,
any
Henry.
chance?
I am. Why do you ask?
I've heard that you're bound for the monastery.
Yes. Yes, it's true. But I've convinced my faithful guardian, Manfred, to give me a few more days of freedom. Mind you, he won't let me visit the brothel. So instead, I'm devoting those days to the demon drink. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
My name is Henry.
Pleased to meet you.
What if I entered the monastery instead of you?
I would give you your weight in gold, if I had any. But Manfred there, my guardian angel and caretaker, has all the coin, and he never takes... If you help me get... So what? Listen, friend, let's raise a glass. Manfred hears us. Please, get rid of... Why...
My humble greetings.
You're Manfred, the young lord's guardian?
Indeed I am. Why?
Henry, I'm glad you came.
You must have a mighty thirst. Waiting here with him for days, just watching him get drunk, and not having a sip yourself.
There's no doubt I'd enjoy a drink. Heaven knows I deserve it. But if I don't...
So let's drink together. And if you start to feel unwell, I'll keep an eye on him.
I can see you're a reliable lad. So what shall we have to drink?
Pour me an ale.
All right.
Welcome, Henry. Pour me an ale. What's the hold-up? Hey, ale, here! Pour me one.
God save you, Henry.
Good day, Henry. Henry, I'm glad you came.
Here, just as you ordered.
God be with you, Henry.
Coming.
Hey,
Welcome.
Come to
Shouldn't
see
I?
Jesus.
No,
What do I have
I
to do to
don't.
get a drink here?
I'd like to order. Good neighbours. Good day, Henry.
Finished.
God be with you,
Welcome,
Henry.
Henry. I'll fetch it right away.
What's the hold up there?
One ale
Here
over
you
here,
are.
please.
Henry, good
I'm
help.
glad you stopped by.
I'll be back in two
Good day,
shakes.
Henry.
Coming right
That'll
up.
do me.
Here.
Welcome, Henry.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Here. Just as
God
you
save
ordered.
you, Henry.
You must have a mighty...
There's no...
So let's drink...
I can see your...
Got it for you right here.
One beer.
One ale over here, please.
That's it.
Certainly. I'll
Good
fetch it
help.
Hey,
right away.
Henry's come to see us.
God's holy hat.
God save you, Henry.
Pour me an ale.
Pour me one. Henry, I'm glad you came.
That's it.
God be with you, Henry.
One beer. How are you, Henry?
We'll see. Should
Welcome,
I?
Henry.
Shouldn't I? No, I daren't.
Ale, as usual.
God save you, Henry.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
I'd like a beer.
This'll be the one.
God be with you, Henry. I'd like a beer.
Don't believe
God
it.
be with you, Henry.
Over
What's the
here.
hold up there?
Right to order.
Coming. Welcome,
Henry, I'm glad
Am I
you came.
invisible?
Over here, a beer.
Here.
That'll do me.
Here. Enjoy it.
How are you, Henry?
Greetings, Henry.
Hey, where's my ale? Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Here. Enjoy it.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
My pleasure. I'll
Good
be
health
back
to
in
you,
two shakes.
Henry.
Your turn.
The best of hell.
God save Henry.
God save you, Henry.
Here.
God be with
The
you,
service
Henry.
is a bit slow here
God be
today.
with you, Henry.
Coming right up. Coming.
What's the hold up there?
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Good day, Henry.
That's it.
How are you, Henry?
That'll do me.
Welcome, Henry.
God save you, Henry.
Greetings, Henry.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Welcome, Henry.
Should I? Shouldn't I?
God be with
No,
you, Henry.
I daren't.
Good health to you, Henry.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
God be with you, Henry.
Tankard here.
Finished.
Over here, I'd like to order. How are you, Henry?
One ale over here, please.
Pour me one.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll be right back with that.
Welcome, Henry.
God be with you, Henry.
All the best.
Good day, Henry.
Here.
One ale, please.
Welcome, Henry.
I'll be right back with that.
Welcome, Henry. Pull me an ale.
Got it for you right here.
This'll be the one.
God be with you, Henry.
God's holy hat.
There. Satisfied?
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Here you are.
Henry,
Good help.
I'm glad you stopped by.
Hey, where's my ale?
I've been looking for you two for quite some time.
Welcome, Henry.
I've been sent by...
So, I'm just to take...
Would you let us have a word in private?
I would not. If I put my guard down for a second.
There's something I'd like... Let's have a drink.
A man after my own heart. The drink's on me. No, he will not. My dear, dear lad, what a cross I have to bear. You know, after the tavern, we should...
You must have a mighty thirst.
There's no...
So let's drink together.
I can see you're a reliable lad.
Yeah.
So what shall we have to drink? And while we're at it...
Welcome, Henry.
Pour me one.
Am I invisible? Over here. A beer. How are you, Henry? Pour me one.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
God be with you, Henry.
Greetings.
Be a bit more careful.
One ale over here, please.
Are you serious?
Here.
The best of health.
Here.
What? Are you volunteering to get your head smacked?
You see that old man sitting at the table with the young lord? He said something about your mother.
May the Lord
What?
watch over you, Henry. What is it?
Oi, old man. What did you say about my mother?
Pardon me?
I said, what did you say about my dear old ma?
If she's as repulsive as you, I have no reason to speak of
How
her
are you,
at
Henry?
all. Now leave me alone before I put you in your place.
Put me in my place? I'd like to see you try. I gotta smash your face in, old man.
Henry, pour me one.
Manfred's taken care of, just as you wanted.
Thank God. He won't let me out.
What if I enter...
What? Voluntarily? You don't look like someone... You can only enter the monastery if you know how to read and write, and if you have a special writ from the abbot. That's a letter confirming they know who you are.
So you give me your writ?
Manfred has the writ. You'd have to take it from him, but...
So I'll steal it and then you can disappear.
Disappear? Bare-arsed? What the hell would I do? I don't know how to work, I have no money, and that old bastard's even taken my cloak.
But there are poor people everywhere, and they...
If I have to choose between...
I'm gonna crush someone's skull. I just don't know whose yet.
That's all then.
Hears?
Damn it! Alarm!
My God! Here! Help! You there! Stop! Hey, you! Oh!
Here! Come here, quick! Alarm!
Enough! Ah!
What the hell do you think you're doing, hurting people like that?
We won't put up with violent brute. You should have thought twice about what...
All right.
All right.
You, stop right where you are. Surrender! You've committed a crime and I'm arresting you. Someone saw you stealing.
You should have thought twice about what you're doing.
Oh, well, what?
You've purged yourself. Give me all the things.
What was that noise?
What the hell was that?
Hey, you. It's forbidden to walk at night here without a light.
Must be the wind.
I'm Carl. I'm supposed to enter as a novice.
We expected you sooner. Weren't you supposed to come here with your guardian? It's been so hectic lately, people will keep turning up out of the blue.
What of it? I'm here, aren't I?
Well, you're a bit bold, aren't you? Well, the brothers will soon knock that out of you. Well, we'll see. Can you read and write?
Naturally. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
So then, Are you ready to enter the Order of St. Benedict and renounce forever the temptations of this world?
I am.
Then you must rid yourself of all your worldly possessions. Sell them or give them to the poor and needy or donate them to the monastery. You may not enter this place burdened by worldly goods. Inside the gatehouse is a trunk in which you will find monk's robes. Put away all your possessions and dress yourself in the habit. Then you may rest a while I go and see the prior to arrange.
I'd like a beer.
What the hell are you doing? What is it? As you wish.
One beer.
As you wish.
Strange feeling being without all of that. I didn't realise how much I'd grown used to it.
Everything's prepared. It's time for you to take your vows.
Do I really have to wear this?
You'd better get used to it. You'll be wearing it for the rest of your life.
Brothers in Christ, We have gathered here today to welcome a new novice into our midst. Dear brother, forget your former life and embrace your new vocation in the community of the monks of St. Benedict. Opus Dei, obedientia, obprobria, the service of God, obedience, and endurance of all discomfort. These are the cornerstones and succor of our order, which on this day shall become your own. Suscipe me, Domine, secundum eloquium tuum, et vivam, et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Suscipe me, Domine, secundum in loquium tuum vivam, et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Accept your new name, Brother Gregor, and wear it with honor. Welcome, brother.
Welcome, brother. I am Antonius, a novice like you. I've been instructed to guide you around the monastery and tell you what you can expect and what your duties will be.
Thanks for helping me out during the ceremony. I had no idea what I was supposed to do.
You don't know Latin, do you? Don't worry. Work in the scriptorium will teach you fast enough. Why exactly are you here? Was it your choice? Or did someone force you to come?
Being here in the monastery is my dream come true. Being a monk is so exciting.
Well, no one's ever said that before. I'm curious if you'll still be singing the same tune in a month's time.
Would you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a novice and I'm here because I'd make a poor merchant. I like books and I want an education. Although I must say, so far the monastic life's been quite unexpected.
Let's go then.
Good. But before we do, here's a letter directly from the prior telling you all your regular duties from tomorrow onwards. Make sure to read it this evening so you know how things work. Right, we can go now. Follow me closely. I'll explain everything as we go. Remember, discipline. It's your job to work and pray. You serve the Lord now, not your own bodily needs. This is the way to the dormitory, where we all sleep. You'll find a free bed there, which is now yours. Do you know the first thing the monastery taught me? To appreciate sleep. We rise before dawn every day. Takes a bit of getting used to. This is the garden, a place for silent contemplation and meditation. Centuries ago, this monastery was founded by the most esteemed of brothers, Saint Procopius. His earthly remains can be found in a cave under the monastery, and his spirit wanders the corridors at night, punishing any misbehaving novices. So beware.
Here are the frattery and scriptorium, together with the library. These are the places where we work. Ora et labora. Pray and work.
As a novice, you must always listen to your superior brethren, and above us monks are the prior and the circators, who punish every infraction. You'll know them by the canes they carry. Do what they say. This is the refectory, where we come together to eat. During meals, you must be silent. Only one brother reads aloud from the Rule of Saint Benedict.
The Rule is the only law we recognize, with the exception of those from God himself. If you break any of its precepts, expect a swift punishment. But I've already told you about the circuitors. The library, the pride of our monastery, a trove of learning. We don't just read books here, we also copy them. You too will learn how. And that's all. Today you are still free from duty, but tomorrow you begin work like the others. If you need anything, ask any of the brothers. We will be glad to help you. And I recommend you get to know the other novices. You already know me. Then there is Siskin, Yodok, and Lucas.
Thanks for showing me around. There's a lot to learn here.